Yeah, do.
For
Just make,
safety.
make a smart job of that. Hey folks, you may have seen in a recent video I was discussing what vehicle we needed for the farm, whether that was going to be a quad, an old truck, ATV, UTV, all that sort of stuff. We made a decision, and in the last video you saw that sneak peek of it arriving. What have we bought? I don't know. Is it going to work? I don't know. We're going to go and have a look. So Craig's here, and Craig's quite technically minded. Hopefully between us we can work out what we don't need to do. This is the first time we've really looked under here. Luckily, when it was on the truck, we could see underneath it, and it didn't look too bad. What do we think? So it's going to need a headlight unit. But what is the structural? Because it's written off as being structural. So this,
I think that beam's bent.
I don't know how much though.
Not by much.
There's no brake.
I think all that
And we
impact
know that-
happened on that headlight.
Yeah, and this wing is shunted back and is touching the door. But it's not actually dented much, is it? It's just there. They must have hit something just like there, because it's not really.
Maybe like a gate post or a bollard or something.
Or a sheep. We've determined that it might have been a farm truck already, because there's a lot of hay in there. Okay, 2.5 litre diesel engine, and by all accounts, they're pretty bomb-proof, or enough for what we need. So this is the main issue. That's not too bad. That's a one-piece wonder to replace that, right? You need some reassuring words here, Craig. Bonnet's digs in here, but we reckon that's just, we can pull that out for now. I struggle to get my head around the fact that this was completely written off just because of that. But I guess that's just way of the world.
It all outweighs to
Yeah, maybe if it was
the value of what it was to the insurance company, I suppose.
Yeah. That's definitely in further, that point there.
Yeah.
So maybe something must be holding that in, a bent bit of steel. I think this is straight, but it's bent in there.
Bent in there. I think
That's vertical. But the radiator's not leaking, is it?
No, doesn't look to be.
There was a tiny bit of fluid underneath, but not
Minimal.
I mean, our levels are all fine.
Yeah. I think it's be a case of getting the bumper off, see where you're at, uncover what could be damage, and then, if need be, bending it back and whatnot. At the end of the day, you're not necessarily going to put it back on the road, are you?
No, it doesn't need to leave the farm, really.
It doesn't need
So
to leave the farm. So
this piece here is not a main. It's not going all the way down into the engine mounts and the chassis and stuff, is it? It's more of a bracket to hold the radiator, or is that?
yeah, I think it's just like a front
Frame.
top bracket that holds the rad, and I bet you if you took the wings off, both lights and the bumper, this all comes off with that. I bet you that's how you access the rad. That all comes off somehow. You take a bolt apart, put it back in the same place.
So we know it started up because he rolled it off the back, but that's as much. Oh, we're safe to drive this thing, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah, hang on.
unfortunately, only passengers are allowed in the back at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a bind here. The tyres are not bad, are they?
No, and I reckon that's almost brand new battery, or
Yeah,
within the not.
clean. And I'll tell you what. Let's do a full-on walk around, see what else. Because there is a bit of a cosmetic tidy up at the back, isn't there? Genius. This is definitely a farm hack. Buy a black truck and you scratch it, you dent it. You don't use a touch-up stick. You just use black duct tape in every way you scratched it. And I guess actually that'll hold it off rusting at least. But that's a bit of an odd repair. It's everywhere, isn't it? That's where he strapped something down. Oh, it's hot today, everything's peeling off. But it would have stopped it rusting.
Yeah.
How bizarre. Definitely enough space. I guess we can get an IBC in there now, can't we?
I just thought so.
Definitely a pallet size.
Yeah. Got little tie down things on the inside, the outside.
It kind of feels a shame not to get this back on the road.
Got your
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I honestly think for the money, I think it's alright.
I mean that's
On first
not meant to have
impressions.
a pneumatic stay on it, is it? It's just heavy.
Yeah. No, it's just heavy. Oh, yeah, no, just you just got to build up those muscles.
Yeah.
And these little clips, I think it would have had a
Tornado cover.
like a cover over the back. He's even supplied you with some free
bit of forage. Well, fairly reassured by how much damage there is. It's not too crazy. Let's see what it's like inside. So it's a crew cab, so we got more space to dump more stuff, not passengers. The dog. I don't think anyone's ever sat in the back of here, to be fair. Looks pretty tidy, original carpets. My main beef, the photos, as it went into the auction, full tank of diesel, which is, you know, bonus 120 quid probably. All gone. I don't know how maybe it's for transport, I don't know. Anyway, let's not dwell on it. In the keychain.
yeah, the cable.
Wow.
Has it only got one key? Yeah.
It's got one key in it, but that looks like a sort of key we can get cut without spending 500 quid. Oh no, that sounded like something loose.
No.
What are you rattling? Exhaust?
No, the prop shaft. It's not rattling though. So.
So the only advisory that's always been on the MOTs when I look back were brake pipe corrosion advisories. Is that evident? It's just those back ones, but they...
Maybe, but looking at the back axle and by the brakes, there's quite a big clumps of old mud and that probably want to be washed off. And
I mean, to be honest, it feels older than it is, because Joe's Audi is the same age as this.
Is it?
It's a 10 plate.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was newer.
Oh yeah, so it's got a handbrake like the...
What, has it got a handbrake pedal? Oh, a
bit like,
stick.
yeah.
That's why the young lad that was getting it off the truck didn't know where the handbrake
well, at least it
was.
works. The Volvo is a foot handbrake. Oh, there is not a drop of diesel left in there. Gutted. Oh well. Sounds alright. It was when he rolled it off, it was a little bit rattly, so I bet something's just rattling.
Well, it might just be that bumper flapping about vibration.
Is that enough to stop us taking it off road now?
Well, what's the worst that's going to happen? You break the bumper.
Do you know what? I've owned, I don't know how many cars I've owned, all the old classic Beetles and stuff. Mondeo, my Renault, the Volvo. I've never bought a single car under 100,000 miles. I bought a write-off, but it's got less miles than anything I've ever bought.
You were turning around to the left, was the plastic was rubbing the wheel. But it was only the plastic, it wasn't any metal work or anything.
No.
And obviously any metal work we can bend back slightly.
I mean, there's so much flex in the plastic, I can't imagine that can't be reused. That would go back under that bolt.
Basically,
knock out that
good
way.
yank this way with something. And then, and to be fair, it's not that thick.
That would then pull the inner arch back off.
Yeah. You'd probably be surprised that a big bar will bend it back.
Right, it's quite clear that this is going to take a little bit of work. Probably a day of pushing and bending and a couple of replacement parts, which I've already found on eBay ahead of time. So I think we can do it, but the child in me just wants to take it for a ride. So I'm going to take the floppy bit off that was catching, cable tie a few bits up so nothing can drop, take it for a run. Okay. I've done it. Let's get the code off it, we'll order one of them. So it's this piece here, which is not, I mean, it's not part of the chassis or anything, is it? It's literally holds the inner wing.
Inner wing, back of the fog
And
light.
connects up to the radiator. So, I mean, it is structural, but there's worse structural.
Yeah, obviously it hasn't bent this bit, it needs a bit more work, but I've bent quite a bit of that. What is it? Oh, there's an actual hole underneath.
Oh.
Tuck
Yeah,
in
do,
for
just make a smart job of that. This is, I mean, it's like panel beating is a dying art, but cable tie art, well, I think we need to use up the last cable tie.
Just for luck.
Well, that one's quite, and there's definitely plenty of clearance there around the front. Wash the windscreen.
Yeah,
Oh, we're gonna
they've
need
obviously
some diesel.
upgraded it for NOS.
It's fast and furious. Should we get some diesel in it?
Yeah, why not?
Well, we're throwing a bit of fuel in it. It's time to take it for a test drive. You coming, Maggie? I'm getting a free car wash here. To be honest, on a day like today, what I'm most interested in, apart from getting a free car wash, is seeing if this aircon works. Which doesn't look like it does. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh. Maggie's going to be pleased about that. That's nice. Did you just wash the car? Did you just wash my... that's patina. Well, there's a bit of a vibrating sound, but nothing out of the ordinary. Very first outing, we need to move a trailer because we need to go rescue some hot pigs. Okay.